So TikTok got banned for 14 hours, and honestly, I didn't know I had such withdrawal symptoms. Right? I didn't know I was addicted to it because I checked the app like 10 times, and I kept getting the same messages over and over again. I mean, like, I didn't know I had a problem. I'm gonna work on it because I might be addicted. But let's just get into the video, right? So TikTok was banned or shut down, not banned, but it was shut down in the United States for 14 hours. And it was honestly not a very good time for me. Like, I just couldn't, I'm not gonna say I couldn't. YouTube sucks. Like, shorts, awful, horrible. Even though I don't like Meta that much, I tried Instagram Reels. Some of the most deplorable shit was popping up on my For You page or on my timeline. And I don't like stuff like that, right? When I'm on Instagram, if I see something I like, it's most likely going to be like anime, manga, manhwa, sports, football, basketball, shit like that. Or some like real sick shit on there, and I didn't like it. But yeah, TikTok was shut down in the United States for 14 hours, and this was the first message that actually popped up when TikTok was banned. It said, "Hey, important update from TikTok. We regret that a U.S. law banning TikTok will take effect on January 19th and force us to make our services temporarily unavailable. We are working to restore our service in the U.S. as soon as possible, and we appreciate your support as we stay tuned." Now, this was the first message that popped up. It was up for like an hour, maybe 2 hours. And yeah, TikTok was therefore banned and unavailable. Now, personally, it did kind of affect me a little bit, just a little bit, right? Because, you see these people crying over jobs and all that, right? And this was TikTok, right? TikTok was a lot of people's jobs. There were people who were making like $30,000 a month on TikTok. I was making nowhere near that. But for me, I was at least growing a little bit on the platform, right? There's someone complaining, oh, well, American influencers crying over and having full-blown meltdowns over TikTok. Yes. If you were making 30 bands a month, you would hate for that shit to go away. Especially since TikTok was like, I'm not gonna say it wasn't like sustainable, but like to get people to go from TikTok to your other platforms, right? Let's say you have a YouTube. You have to be genuinely interesting to get them to go to your YouTube. And that just wasn't a lot of things. For most TikTokers only had people on that one platform, which was paying them so they stayed on it. So I don't understand why people were like, oh, I don't know why they're crying over it. That was their livelihood, right? TikTok allowed people to quit their jobs. It allowed them to pay their bills, shit like that. So I didn't really understand that part. And for me, this is my page, some slight, it ain't a lot. I got 400 followers, but over the last year, as I started in my content creation, I've actually accumulated views on TikTok. So it kind of did hurt me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got a video with like 1.2 million views. I got one with 288,000, one with 156,000. And then just like my views were steadily climbing as I was going along. The last video I posted, it had 56,000 views before TikTok was banned. So I did feel some kind of way about it because, like, man, I was just getting started on the platform. Though I do regret to say that I was one of the people back in the day who was like, yeah, TikTok it's weird to be on that. That's kind of gay. And I really only did get on TikTok to start content creation, but then I got addicted, and it's a really good app. It is way better than Instagram, Snapchat. I don't even have to bring up Snapchat. It was way better than any other platform I've previously been on. So losing it did kind of hurt a bit, but even then I was fine. I was like, okay, whatever. Let's lock down on YouTube. But I'm glad it's back, honestly, thoroughly. And there's been speculation that it's gonna be, given to Meta in order for it to come back, because we're gonna talk about that in a bit. But one of the people who have been speculated to be involved with it, buying it, is Meta. Now, personally, I prefer if Meta wasn't buying it. So as you say, like, and the reason being, I'm pretty sure Instagram was owned by a separate company before Meta. Around 2018, 2019, when TikTok first started blowing up, Meta stopped paying people on Instagram. And what I mean by that is, like, there is like a limited amount of money on Instagram. In order to make money off Instagram, you have to be like super, super up there. And a lot of people just weren't that, right? There were Instagram comedians who I would call them Instagram comedians because they blew up on Vine and went over to Instagram. As soon as TikTok got big, they immediately moved over to TikTok because they were going to be making more money on TikTok, right? Like people like Haha Davis, Country Wayne, they would be called Instagram comedians, but Instagram wasn't providing that kind of lifestyle for them for the most part, right? That's what you had to be like super big. TikTok allowed that to escalate to a different level, right? That's when the Drewskis pop up, the Trey Rags. People were able to change their lives just based off TikTok, and Meta owning TikTok would mean less creator fun. Now, I don't have enough followers or enough views to make the creator fun, but it's still something that we should talk about, and here's a video about it.
Hear me out. TikTok might be selling to Meta. Same people banning TikTok are investing millions of dollars into Meta stock all of a sudden. A couple days ago, it went from some people wanting the TikTok ban to a unanimous vote for the TikTok ban all of a sudden. Then people start going on to Facebook and they start getting weird pop-ups saying to link your TikTok to your Facebook. Both Mark Zuckerberg and the TikTok CEO are going to be at Trump's inauguration. So they've been in talks, clearly. Someone's been in talks, at least Trump is the middleman. It sounds like a Meta acquisition is happening, and the reason these people are investing millions of dollars in the Meta stock is because somewhere along the lines, TikTok is going to become a part of Meta. Maybe he doesn't sell to Mark Zuckerberg directly, but whatever's been worked out, TikTok will eventually become part of Meta. Maybe Meta will be like a parent company, and we just won't know about it, same way Alphabet owns Google, I believe. They work out a deal with the TikTok CEO where he still gets paid a very fair amount of money for his creation. Details of the algorithm, who knows where that's going to go. But if he can keep his algorithm and still get a share of TikTok while still selling for billions of dollars, and maybe they worked out a deal where he still has some control over, or at least a say so here and there, it makes sense that the Meta acquisition of TikTok is going to be made very apparent very soon. Again, they could not go through Mark Zuckerberg because he's so unliked, but Meta is involved somewhere in this. It all makes too much sense. So congratulations, America. Our politicians are bought, but more than that, they don't care that we know anymore.
So this video was entirely speculation.
Hear me out. TikTok.
Right, this whole video is speculation, but this is more or less what the next point of my video getting into is going to be. This is the second message that popped up whenever they were talking about banning TikTok. It says, hey, a new law banning TikTok. Yeah, that means that was already in the first part. We are fortunate that President Trump has indicated that he will work with us on a solution to reinstate TikTok once he takes office. Please stay tuned. That is some of the most blatant getting on your hands and knees and just taking it up the butt, no lube. He's just been in over form, right? And I understand, right? They want to keep the app in America. It's making them billions of dollars. But I don't know. It's just like, and he wasn't even in office when this came up, right? Trump wasn't even in office yet. He has yet to be. I think today's his inauguration, the day I'm recording this, because all of this was just happening yesterday. I didn't have a chance to record any of it. But more or less, this is just the same kind of stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And frankly, I don't really care. Trump, in all honesty, he was the one that incited the TikTok ban. In 2020, I think it was August 6th, he put out an executive order to ban TikTok, but he ultimately compromised when they moved their stuff over to America, right? When we were able to get American servers. But even then, he was still the one that put the ban forward first. He put it in Congress's head that, hey, yeah, TikTok is dangerous. We want to protect the people. So I don't really care that he's the one that came out to save it, right? And even then, this is like the third message that pops up once TikTok came back up, bending over backwards and taking it up the butt. Hey, as a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the US. He wasn't even in office yet when this was happening, right? He gets inaugurated today. By the time I post this video, he will be in office. I just don't get it. Like, this is just blatant, hand over. Come on, we're taking it. Like, we want to appease to this man as much as possible, and they're doing that, right? Just as he says, the CEO is going to Trump's inauguration, along with all the other biggest tech billionaires, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk. He's going to be there as well. Why? I don't know. Is our government bought? For sure. In fact, they don't actually care about what the American needs are. They don't at all. Instead of worrying about TikTok, There are people going homeless. There are people going into debt by not millions, but hundreds of thousands to medical bills. Insurance is at an all-time high. In fact, in California, as we speak, insurance companies are pulling their fire insurance out because they don't want to have to cover everything that was burned down. That's a major issue to me, but no one up there seems to give a shit. They only care about what their bosses tell them, and their bosses are the people that put money in their pockets, or the people that make money for them. Quite a bit of Congress has stocks in Meta. Why Congress people have stocks in the first place, I don't fucking know. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's just me. And yeah, this is what it also does. TikTok didn't have to shut down, right? TikTok chose to shut down. The ban would have made it so that they wouldn't be able to be in the App Store for Google, Apple, Samsung, any service. They would not allow you to be in the App Store. But Joe Biden, while leaving office, said he would not fine them if they decided to keep them in the App Store. There would be no issue with shutting down, right? So TikTok decided, hey, we were gonna shut down regardless if this ban went through. They worked out a deal with the incoming president, Donald Trump. Okay. But they just did this for the dramatics. Really, there was no reason to shut down. They could have stayed up. There would have been no consequences for them staying up and continuing to update because, no one was going to get any fines for it. The president, Joe Biden, quite literally said, we're just going to leave it up to Trump. And Trump was like, well, let's keep it, even though he was the one that started it in the first place. And to end this off, Trump said he was going to give them like a 90-day extension. Cool. I hope, TikTok doesn't get bought by Meta, and I at least just hope that, right? But if it does, it does. Oh well, I'll be okay. But that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe if you liked it. Peace, love, and happiness, and I will see you in the next one.